Hello and welcome to We Got a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We cover it all. My name is Randy.
And I'm the second coming, Doug.
We are the world's strongest under the heavens duo, here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. Doug, how are you doing? What's new with you?
I'm doing good, man. I came back from Vegas. I remember we talked about me going and how I did not look forward to it. I was right. It was not a great time. It was a bunch of nightclubs that I don't like going to and a lot of money, which I don't have.
Oh.
And it's just all gone. And I'm like, why am I spending hundreds and thousands of dollars when I could be at home watching the new Evangelion movie?
Yeah, that's true. Man, that is a bummer. I'm sorry that it didn't work out for you.
Yeah, it was. And then I got home and my AC was out at my house. And so I had to go another week of just pure 80 to 90 degree weather in my house. It was utter hell, man. But luckily my roommate friend, he got me like a fan. And I had that thing just blasting in my face all day round.
Well, you've also got me. I'm a fan.
Yeah, you're a big fan.
That's right. I mean, I'm not blasting your face,
Thank
as far
God.
as I know.
No, I'm not giving you that green light.
Okay, well, thank you.
Do not misconstrue my words, Randy.
One of these days, I'm going to catch you, and you're going to be like, oh, you got me.
I don't want you blasting anything near my face, ever.
What if it's, I'm blasting hot drawings of Android 18 and Bulma and Chi-Chi at you?
Yeah, that'll be fine. You know, just keep the blasting at a minimum. But yeah, speaking of you blasting, how are you doing? How was your week?
I'm doing all right. The week's been all right. What's big news? Oh, I got my pre-order in for that big ol' Evangelion Blu-ray set. So that's great.
Is there I don't know anything. I don't know anything about that. What is special about that?
Well, it's the first time the Blu-rays are coming out here in the U.S. They put out pre-orders for, I believe, 5,000 units for the TV series and the original movies, not the rebuild ones.
Right.
It's like a $300 set with like a whole bunch of art and like some extras stuff here and there.
Seems about right for how iconic the show is. Yeah, $300.
Yeah.
Well, maybe my thought process of money is just so misconstrued after coming back from Vegas. I don't know what value is anymore. Yeah, $300 sounds super cheap to me now.
It is, on the spendy side, but Evangelion is something that is near and dear to my heart. And I had told my husband years ago that if they announce a Blu-ray with like any huge special edition, no matter the cost, I'm buying it because I love it. And
exactly.
He's like, all right, go for it. So the day came and we did it. It sold out in like less than 24 hours here in the US. So
nice.
I mean, if you do the math, $300 times 5,000 sets, that is $1.5 million. But
damn, was there any like preview clips of it or anything to make sure it's not a crappy Blu-ray release like the 30th Dragon Ball anniversary set?
No, but luckily it's being handled by G-Kids and they know what they're doing. They've been putting out all of the Ghibli films and a whole bunch of other stuff over the past few years. So they are trusted and revered.
Cool.
And, yeah.
As long as it's not in Funimation's hands, then that's promising.
The only bummer is that it won't include Fly Me to the Moon anywhere because of licensing issues.
I heard about that too. That sucks. Like I think I've gotten more used to not hearing it though. But like when I it was very jarring the first time watching on Netflix again and not hearing Fly Me to the Moon, just hearing like a generic, I don't know, sad tone at the end of the episode was like so disappointing.
Yeah,
I immediately X'd out of Netflix and went into my digital version that I downloaded of the show just for the ending of it. But
yep, yeah. I mean, I get it. It's one, an iconic song. Two, rights weren't worked out for Blu-ray and streaming back in the 90s. And also, it's not just one song. There's 25 different versions by multiple different artists. So you're not licensing one song, you're licensing 25 of them and dealing with nearly as much artists. So that's a nightmare, and the cost would be astronomical. So,
they're making so much money, though. It's Evangelion, though. They have the money. They just didn't bother.
The time, I think, would be even worse. I'm sure they tried their best, and it is what it is, but...
Yeah. I've watched the series like 5 or 6 times. I still have no idea what the hell's going on in that show, but...
I'm actually in the middle of a new rewatch.
I keep going back to it.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually in the middle of a new rewatch, which is good. I finished episode 4 last night, so I'm getting there. It's good. And then I'm going to rewatch the Rebuild movies again
Nice.
1, 2, 3, and 4. And this time I'll watch it all with the Amazon dubs, so we'll see how that goes.
Nice. Yeah, a new way to watch it.
Exactly. And also I don't have to be keeping 100% of my attention to it, because it'll be easy watching without having to read subtitles. But I love the Japanese cast, so it's tough sometimes to be like, oh man, I miss Megumi Hayashibara here, and like, it's just so tough.
Yeah, but it's not going anywhere. And
no.
Yeah, it's a new way to experience the show.
Exactly. But we're not here to talk about Evangelion, even though we could, because I love it so much.
I thought we were, yeah.
It's about to turn into an Evangelion podcast.
I watched hours of videos explaining the series, and I still didn't gain a single ounce of knowledge from it still, but
you and I should watch it sometime, and we could talk about it. Actually, really quick, one other thing before we jump into the show, and this is, I'm going to tease something here. I got on a Discord call with my old buddy Jared Syhowski back from when we both worked at oprainfall.com. We used to do a podcast where we would talk about video games and anime. He's also huge into Evangelion, so after the 4th movie came out, we did like a 2-hour voice call, just the two of us talking, and I had learned that he's big into that, and I had asked him, have you ever seen a little show called Revolutionary Girl Utena? And he's like, I know about it, but I've never seen it. And I'm like, okay, well, it's basically Evangelion, but also like a little bit of Sailor Moon sprinkled in. It is so good.
Oh.
So what's going to happen, and this is his idea, not mine, we are going to watch the series through together. And then we are going to record a podcast about every 5 or so episodes going over it. So it'll be a limited run thing. We haven't started yet. We're starting next month. So keep your eyes open for that. I'll make sure to share that with everybody and stuff like that. I'm really excited.
Man,
I love that
voice
show.
is just everywhere. It's going to be Randy-topia up in here. Awesome.
That's what the people are calling for. They want more of my sultry, dulcet tones.
That's what my mom says, yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, specifically about you.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. Well, your mom's
weird, because I never mentioned you, so I don't know how she's like, oh my god, Randy, yeah. Saber Breaker on Twitter.
Yeah.
What, Mom?
She's a big fan.
Anyway.
Let's talk about what we're here to talk about, Doug. And do you know what that is?
Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
It's the second coming, or the dangerous duo, Super Warriors Can't Rest.
Yeah, that's right. DBZ movie 10. We made it to the double digits.
Broly.
More Broly. We can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. So
they keep trying.
So what is this movie about? Doug, do you want to tell the fine people what the movie's about?
Dude, I couldn't even tell you. Do you want me to tell you what I think it's about, or do you want me to read the actual synopsis?
That was actually me leading you into reading the synopsis, if you would be so kind.
But I was wondering if you wanted me to tell you, because I can't tell you shit. There's some kind of like guy who's, I don't know. Let me read this fucking synopsis.
Let's do it.
Goten, Trunks, and Videl are searching for the Dragon Balls when a spaceship crashes to Earth. What? I thought it crashed 7 years ago. Anyway, they investigate and find Broly, who mistakes the young Goten for Kakarot. As the battle ensues, Gohan arrives and joins in. Will the brothers be able to save the Earth without the help of their father?
Yeah. No. We'll just have to see, won't we?
We saw. And no.
Yeah. For context, this movie came out March 12th, 1994, which came out just a few days after episode 220 of Dragon Ball Z, in which Goku and crew go with Kaioshin to follow Yamu and Spopovich and observe them delivering the energy to Babidi and learning about that whole thing.
So kind of early side of the whole Buu saga.
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes sense with the animation and where the characters are aged at right now.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's about where they're at. This movie is directed by Shigeyasu Yamauchi. If you have been listening along, that name should be familiar to you. He was also the director of movie 8, so clearly
I'm in the podcast and doesn't sound familiar to me.
This dude loves Broly, I guess. So here he is.
I'm not good with names though, but yeah, he did movie 8, right?
Yeah, exactly. So he has helmed 2 really good looking films.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So let's just get into it, man. So our movie starts Broly. He has survived, and he lands on Earth before being frozen in the middle of a storm. What do you think about him being back?
I'm fine with him being back. I just don't think I like that they did nothing with him. Like, it's just 7 years he's frozen in the ice or whatever. And the village, something about the village that Goten, Trunks, and Videl visit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the weather's fucked up because of Broly. That doesn't really make sense. It's just kind of thrown in there.
It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But the reason why our new trio here, which is fun, there's the 3 characters that we've never seen in a movie before.
Yeah, it's super great.
They are here to search for the Dragon Balls. I believe Trunks is wanting to wish for an amusement park that he can go to. Goten wants a land full of cake and candy and things like that he can never finish eating.
Childish stuff, but...
Yeah. I don't think we ever hear what Videl wants out of all this. Why is she tagging along?
She's probably just the babysitter.
Yeah, exactly. These kids need to have some sort of adult-ish supervision, so Videl will be there to help them out, I guess.
Just because they're super strong doesn't mean they don't need adult supervision.
That's very true.
Or like a slapping or two, as Goten points out. I got slapped, but Trunks didn't get slapped. Why?
So they've collected 6 of the 7 so far, and they decide to chill at this one weird cult village.
Yeah, so this village, like we said during the watching, like, it doesn't come up ever again, and it almost feels like there's no point to this village, you know?
Right. It feels very like setting up to something bigger, and then it just kind of gets thrown away entirely. So
yeah. So like, because they even do the village a favor by dispelling killing the dinosaur that was causing what they thought was causing a ruckus for the village, just so that they can get the Dragon Ball that the guy was wearing. But it turns out not even a Dragon Ball, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't affect the plot at all.
Yeah, and also it just feels like it was a setup to, we got to make Goten cry somehow. Well, let's try to figure this out. Why would they be in the middle of nowhere?
That's what it kind of feels like.
Yeah, what if they were bait for this monster that had food? And of course, Goten, he liked food. Reach for some food. Videl slaps him, and he gets upset because Trunks took some, but he didn't get slapped, and this is unfair. And
it's this moment where like their kiddiness like shows, and I think it's fun. Like it's very to character and gives them a little personality, especially Goten, who desperately needs character.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say that Goten is a nothing character. There's nothing to him, but I've always loved the guy. I mean, I dressed as Goten for Halloween in 6th grade because I'm that cool of a kid.
Really?
Yeah, and my buddy
like
Zach...
The long blue sleeves?
Yep, you know it. And my buddy Zach was Trunks, and of course we perfected the fusion dance. So it was great. Luckily, I already had lightish hair, so I just spiked it up and I was a Super Saiyan. He had curly brown hair, so then he used some sort of hair spray dye to get his to be blonde. Oh, man. Kids were great. Man.
Yeah.
The old times are good. But yeah.
Shit, let's do that. Let's do that now.
Hell yeah. I'll probably, I'll cosplay as Fat Gogeta. I feel like that's kind of the way to go.
Yeah, we just both do that. I'll be Fat Goten, she'll be Fat Gogeta.
Hell yeah, we figured it out. Oh, man. I guess now is the point where they have Broly come back and they kind of explain how he survived, and that there's just a random convenient space pod that was on planet Vegeta that he presumably took.
But I guess maybe there were 2, because how else would Broly and his father have gotten to that fake planet Vegeta?
Broly would fly them there when he just turns on his space bubble and just flies through the cosmos.
I mean, then there would be no reason for there to be a single space pod there.
That's true.
There's either 2 space pods or no space pods, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Broly crushed the one Paragus was in, and then there must have been one that he actually came in as well.
Still, him surviving the punch and exploding, and then being on the planet exploded by a comet. Like, I know that he survived an exploding planet before, but like,
yeah,
man, it just feels super contrived.
I would have been fine if they had no explanation for him surviving. If like the first moment that we see Broly was when Videl like walks up and sees like this weird figure in the fog,
which is so cool looking,
which just looks awesome. It's an awesome shot. I wish that was the first time we've seen Broly. That'd been like, that would have had us asking questions, like the same questions, instead of like the movie kind of trying to give us an answer but not really. So sometimes no answer is better than a crappy answer.
Yeah, keep it mysterious and like keep the audience.
It's not very exactly. It's not very uncommon for villains to pop up again and like, how are you back? Like, oh well, we just kind of gloss over that, which is fine.
Yeah,
For them to be like, no, he's been frozen here for 7 years.
Right.
I don't know, it's kind of lame.
Speaking of lame, I know that we talked about this while we were watching, but I want to bring it up. I felt that it was kind of a bummer that the monster that had been terrorizing the town was actually just a dinosaur. I wanted it to be like Broly stumbles out every once in a while when he's hungry, and then they give him some sort of food gift, and then I feel
like that's something that the new Broly would be doing, because he's, I guess, gentle at heart. So it's only because Kakarot crying kind of triggers him in this movie, in these movies, that awakens his anger. But yeah, it would have been cool to see like a more calm Broly. At least that would have been, if they were going to go with trying to give us an answer, that would have been a great way to do it. Right.
Or even if they wanted to still be, it's a monster. And I mean, like, Broly is already just like a psychopathic killer in this, and all that, but like if a monster comes down every full moon and takes our stuff, and he's huge, like, okay, so he's transforming into an Ozaru, and then they, maybe he actually just destroy everything, and
that would be cool in theory, but I think that would mess with the continuity of this series. How in the aspect that like they send babies down to planets to destroy them as Ozarus.
Yeah, that's true.
So in theory, like this adult Broly as an Ozaru, even mindless, would destroy the whole planet.
Yeah.
Not just like a small part of a village or mountain or whatever.
Well, maybe he's weak from getting exploded real good.
Yeah, not enough nourishment from the 7 years of barely any food.
Yeah. I mean, we could come up with ideas, but that's just how I felt, like, just to help tie it in.
They certainly didn't come up with ideas.
Yeah, just to tie it into that beginning part of the movie where it's like, why are we even here? It's
give us purpose to the village, too. Like, they could have done more than that.
Yep.
It's just weird.
I'm kind of jumping all over. I'm just going by what my notes here as we were watching the movie. And I wrote here, can we just come out and say it, that Yuko Minaguchi is fucking precious? And
yeah, Videl / Pan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her voice is so cute.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He brought up like, it's weird, not weird, but, she also plays Pan as well. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, thank God they had a girl instead of a boy. Otherwise, Masaru Nozawa would have to voice another character.
Another character. That's probably like why she signed up for GT. Like, I'll do this GT as long as oh, no, wait. Pan was already a thing in Z. Never mind.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I mean, who knows? They do recast.
Sometimes you forget. Well, the thing was for me is I didn't know because only time I watched GT was in English back when it aired on TV. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know until much later on that she voices both Videl and Pan. So that was a cool, continuity.
Yeah. So I guess the fight has started in earnest here, and it's kind of goofiness of like the kids fighting Broly and being goofy, mooning him, and
that's
other
the
such
rest
things.
of the movie. Yeah. It's just a big fight where our heroes get their ass kicked.
Big fight, you say?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I should just play the ending theme song to this movie in here, which is Big Fight, but...
A big fight.
And it sucks
by a good old Hironobu.
Oh, yeah. It sucks that Videl is just kind of out of commission this whole time. And I know that she's out of her depth when it comes to fighting people like this, but, like, I don't know.
But then give her something to do. Like in the previous Broly movie, they kind of gave, like, the lesser gang a mystery to solve.
Have her look for the last Dragon Ball while they're fighting instead of having the kids stumble across it mid-fight,
Or like have her protect the village in some aspect, or do something with the village. They have a village there that they just wasted.
Evacuate the village. Get all the people out of there.
Evacuate the village. Yeah, or like they have some kind of like mystery to solve themselves. Something,
Right.
Like,
yeah. It would,
like what kind of surprises me was I started reading the Harry Potter books for the first time because I love the movie so much.
Yeah.
That you come to realize, every movie, every book is just a mystery, like every single one.
Yeah,
and like so it's not like bad to make Dragon Ball Z movies like each one have a mystery. It's like another kind of mystery movie. No, it's like you can kind of disguise that in just like a good story. But yeah,
I mean, our previous movie number 9 was an all-out action movie, which was great. So break it up, have this one be a bit of a mystery.
Exactly. Yeah.
And especially because we had a couple of them going on in movie 8, kind of revisit that and, keep some mystery, some intrigue for the audience.
Yeah, I feel like they really tried with movie 8 and then movie 10. They're like, nah, screw it. People just like the fights.
Yeah, we're just going to do that. whatever, man. So yeah, the kids are fighting. They find a Dragon Ball. Gohan is flying over the ocean randomly in his training gi, and he's like, "Oh shit, that's a key I don't like. I'm gonna go see what's up with that."
Yeah, that's weird. And then but like I was telling you, I wish he was in his school boy outfit.
Yeah,
like that would have been cool to see that outfit like tattered up and damaged.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Right.
As opposed to just getting another one with the training gi.
I was going to say, maybe have him on his way home from school, but then, like, what is Videl doing? She would have been in class, too, but...
That's true. I guess she's kind of in her, like, get-up, too. Maybe they were training. I don't know. But either way, like, because it reminds me of Gohan wearing his Great Saiyaman outfit for the tournament, and then, but by the end of that day, or whatever, like, when he's fighting Dabra, it looks like a whole new outfit, even though it is just the Great Saiyaman outfit underneath all that. And it looks so cool, just him in that green outfit with the black, by the end of it, he's just in that black latex.
Yeah, exactly. Just as you're losing layers, it becomes its own new thing.
Exactly. I want that, but for like his school outfit. That would have been so cool to see. This would have been the only chance for us to see that.
Man, I should draw his school outfit with like without the vest and like I don't know with like
tattered up,
have the
him
orange
ripping
slacks.
off his vest.
Yeah,
him ripping off his vest the way Goku rips off his orange top layer gi.
Mm-hmm. Have him like
sometimes
have like the bottom half of his orange slacks blasted off, so now they're like shorts.
Yeah,
just ideas.
I'm just getting memories of Kid Goku with his dick exposed and that's it, but he still has like the bottom half of the pants and the top part of the pants. It's just an unsettling view.
Yeah. Ooh, boy.
Not because his dick's flapping out, but it's just the bottom part of the pants. I can't look at anything
else because I'm just like, oh man.
It's making this laser focus on that because of that's the only part that's naked, basically.
Right. Oh man. I have here in my notes that you brought up, is Broly just evil Trunks?
Yeah, because we were looking at him and like we were like gushing about how awesome he looks in his, I guess, Super Saiyan 1 form, like not Berserk or whatever, not Legendary. And then we were saying like, because the original Broly idea of him bulked up and Berserk was taken off of Trunks when he went like Super Saiyan Grade 2 or whatever that's called, Mm-hmm. And so it's like, oh, maybe this is just like evil Trunks.
Right. It is the answer. It's the Tullus answer to Trunks, where it's like, what if Trunks was evil? He's tall, he's got the long hair, he looks very pretty.
The hair. Yeah, he's so cool. He looks so awesome.
And what if he was just always scowling? What if he was pained the whole time? I don't know. Just a little thing that we had talked about there.
Yeah.
And we had talked about this movie could do with some more mystery. I felt like there was this scene where Trunks was hiding behind the waterfall as like Broly is like investigating all of them. That should have had some more tension there. I'm not sure if music would have been a good way, or if like you could hear some sounds out there as he's like getting closer. I just thought back to movie 1, the Dead Zone, where we're thrown into the dark and Piccolo and Goku are just like getting stomped on by Garlic Jr., who's just stomping through the hallway and stuff, just like it's unsettling and creepy.
Yeah.
Just little things.
That'd have been cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Gohan finally lands after coming to aid the fight. And I feel like the way he's written in this movie is very like Koyama Goku, where it's a serious thing and I'm here to deal with the serious business. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, he has to take up the father role now that Goku's out of the picture.
Does he have to?
Yeah, because now he has a little brother now. If there was no Goten involved, maybe he wouldn't have to, but he's the man of the house now, essentially, so he has to take up that role.
That's true. And I do really like that scene where he gets into the fight, Broly throws a blast at him, but it sinks right down and it's going for his little brother and Trunks and Videl, and he just goes full blast into it. He was terrified of that thing as it was coming after him, but seeing it going after his own family and friends, he throws himself in front of it.
Yeah, and like he's like going like supersonic speed, like teleporting, not teleporting, like that
look.
Effect.
Yeah,
that look, it just chung 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 chung, like it's so good. Like he's desperately trying to get there as fast as he can, and you just feel that moment.
Yeah,
it's so great.
I love that
good. Scene so much. But I want to talk about like Broly before Gohan gets there. Like Trunks and Goten are kind of like fighting him, not doing a great job, but they do get some shots in him. I wish they kind of nailed it harder that Broly has a weak spot in where Goku punched him in the first movie. Oh,
yeah. Because he's still got battle damage on his like chest and stomach and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was like hair. Like he's been frozen 7 years. And
I wish.
That's what happens. Yeah, but like it would have made it like, oh, Trunks and Goten aren't necessarily that strong, but like so when they punch him in the face, Broly feels nothing. But when they hit him in that weak spot where Goku punched him, then he gets a little like he gets like stepped back a little bit. He gets like hit back a little bit. You know, like they could have nailed that home a little harder. I feel like.
I wish that they would have done that, because that would have added some, I don't know, like the kids actually trying to do something rather than just being
and a lot
completely
less, like,
ineffective.
A lot less power debates where like, oh, Goten and Trunks aren't that strong enough to go against Broly.
Right.
But it's like, oh, he has that weakness in his chest that when they hit that part, it makes sense, you know?
Yeah. Can I speak to some power debate here and ask you to have this debate with me?
Yeah, I mean, even during the movie, we're like, let's talk about power debate a little bit.
Well, I specifically want to ask, what form is Gohan in this fight?
Oh, definitely one.
Okay, cool. So we don't actually having a debate, because I also feel he's definitely in one, in that he is not completely stomping Broly, and also he has trouble obtaining that form after like the Cell arc. Like, I don't believe
he hasn't been training. He's not been training consistently to try and tap into how to unlock it at the drop of a hat. It only comes out when he's like super angry and like something dangerous is about to happen or whatever. But
yeah, because I believe the first time he does it after that arc is at the tournament where he does it at
Spopovich.
Yeah,
like,
it's at Kibito's request, I think. But it's just
Kibito's request to like unlock it, and like I mean, I guess that makes it so that he can access it.
It's still a struggle because he's really got to dig deep.
There's more fanfare to it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, now that I put it that way, I mean, the whole danger was him trying to protect Goten, Trunks, and Videl. But I don't know. It does not feel necessary for him to go Super Saiyan 2 in this moment. I mean, of course it does to kill Broly, but like for story plot wise, it doesn't seem necessary.
Yeah, and it also I feel like it would have thrown things off. Like, oh well, I mean, now he'll just win because that's a whole new level above everything.
Exactly. The story just needed to get to the point where they're still struggling until Goku shows up.
Yeah.
To do the final hit.
And it would have been like the strongest form we knew of at the time. I mean, in the manga, I'm not sure at what point they were here, where if Goku had already gone 3 against Buu, but also Goku's not around all the time for that. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, the fight kind of unwinds from there. We've got the Dragon Balls, which are finally working as they get into this big beam struggle with Broly.
Trunks pees on Broly.
Oh, we forgot the peeing. It's not a Dragon Ball unless somebody pees on something.
I can never forget that. Like, I remember, like, as a kid, like, looking up clips of Dragon Ball, and it's like, Trunks pees on Broly was the title of it. I'm like, that's not a kink of mine, but how can I not
I have
check
to
this
know.
out? Is this real? Yeah, what is this? And sure enough, straight up, he just pees on him.
I mean, Goten also pees on some rocks, so there's plenty of urine happening in this movie.
It's such like a raw movie. I feel like watching it as a kid, like just through clips, I'm like, this movie is like super raw.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of rough fights and there's lots of water sports.
I think
that's what you're into.
Because of the kids and everything. Because Trunks even flips Broly the bird. Spanks his ass at him, all this kind of stuff. It's
they're
just
pushing
kids
it.
being kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, that's kind of like the end of the movie here is the big beam struggle and the Dragon Balls coming out, Goten wishing that they could have some help, and Goku descends from heaven to help them in this whole thing.
A la movie 9.
Yeah, exactly. Although that we're left to wonder, was it just an illusion they were seeing? Is it the Dragon Balls answering a wish, even though Shenlong didn't come out or anything of the sort?
And it just comes out to like, I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
It looked cool. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all that mattered.
Although I think Trunks got the shaft in this movie, because like he could have at least helped in this fight. I don't know. It could have been like a Vegeta thing of like blasting Broly from the back. So,
no, he did. He stopped Broly from making his big blast explode and like finish the fight.
Oh,
Trunks threw the little blast, which then Broly shoots at by accident and ends up blocking those little blasts.
I forgot about that. I thought he had just thrown it and it fell short, like he didn't throw it hard enough. He's like, man, I screwed up.
No. It doesn't make any sense how Trunks' blast stopped 3 of those of Broly's blast when one of those blasts turned into that ginormous one that Goten and Gohan are currently battling against.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It is. It's all fun and games. It's just a movie.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it for that. So
this movie looks beautiful.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We forgot to mention that. It's just so great. It's like Buu arc art at its peak.
And there's no bad shots. You know, sometimes you get some stinkers. No, this one, again, firing on all cylinders.
Consistently, yeah.
I added some questions here at the end that I feel like would probably be good just to cap off the discussion. What did we like about this movie? What are some good points that we thought it did well on or makes it worth your watch?
Okay, well, I mean, I want to say Goten and Trunks, but I don't know. They kind of almost cross the line of annoying at a certain point. I gotta say, when Krillin shows up, even for those 5 seconds when he saves him in Piccolo's outfit.
Oh, yeah.
That was definitely a highlight. Oh, I like we were talking about how Gohan used his intellect to like figure out a way to kill Broly through the lava.
Yeah.
He was gonna like kind of like dive in and have Broly follow him and then have the lava encompass him and kill him that way, which I thought was really clever. And it speaks to Gohan's character. And we were talking about how Goku kind of does something similar with Frieza and his like frisbees, his Kienzan, for lack of a better term. I forget what they're actually called, but like he tricks Frieza into slicing himself. But I feel like Goku would not have thought of the lava idea.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It speaks very much to Gohan and his abilities and what he brings to the table. And
that scholar level brain.
And yeah, seeing Krillin in that outfit. Everybody looks good in Piccolo's outfit. Everybody should be in Piccolo's outfit.
Yeah, I want to see Videl in that outfit. Like you were saying, Videl should have rescued him. Like, yeah, Videl in Piccolo's outfit, maybe.
Yeah, that would have been great.
For no reason. The Krillin one makes more sense. The Videl one would have made no sense at all.
We had said this movie is gorgeous. That's definitely something. I like this movie because of its non-traditional main cast. I mean, this is our first movie with Goten and Trunks and Videl, and we're going to them as bankable, stars for this movie, which is really rad.
Yeah.
No Goku, no Vegeta.
I don't know if it worked or not, but it's definitely new and interesting.
Hell yeah, I like that. What didn't we like, though? Give me a reason why this movie is bad.
Oh, just the whole village part segment that took up like 15 minutes of nothingness that led nowhere. And, I mean, how there was no plot basically in this movie at all. Like, 70% of this movie was just the one battle of them getting their asses kicked. So
yeah, the beginning not tying in, not great. Broly only had like 2 lines. He had one actual line, and otherwise it was just grunts and Kakarot the whole time.
Yeah, he's lost all character personality in this movie, whereas he had some in the first and a lot in the new Broly movie.
Yep.
None whatsoever in this one.
Well, I guess we'll strap in for the next movie where he has even
less to say. Oh my God,
you're right.
No, that means he has some character in this one then compared to Bio Broly.
That's true. Ugh, man.
Oh my God.
Well, cool. Well, then let's take a quick break and let's hear what everybody else had to say.
Sounds good.
All right. All right, we are back, and we are here to listen to what you guys had to say about
this is our second coming.
We've come once before, and we're going to come again.
No.
For your opinions. That's what we came back for those opinions. What?
Sure thing.
Yeah. All right, we've got some doozies here. So, first up is from at Skefferton Licorice at Living Zombie 00 says, not much to say here. Not a fan of Goten or Kid Trunks, but the Brothers Kamehameha is alright. Definitely not the worst Broly movie, but it's definitely not the best either. The beginning of the end,
saying much.
As far as the Broly oversaturation goes.
Yeah. Very, very true. Yeah, like I was saying, like I wish I could like Goten and Trunks in this, but they really cross that line of annoying. They overstay their welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Having a larger cast might have been better for that, maybe.
Yeah, like the first Broly movie had 5 characters going up against Broly, whereas this one is just Goten and Trunks, and then they're out, and then it's just Gohan.
Yeah.
I mean, Krillin shows up and does nothing really, but. Yeah.
I think
even Videl, but if you're talking about someone who gets the shaft, it's Videl.
Yeah.
Completely.
I think maybe if we were children, we might feel better about Goten and Trunks. I mean, that is the target demo, not
demographic
30-some-year-old men like us, but.
And they act like children, so it's so appropriate.
That's true. Yeah. Oak Tree at JoJo Drama CDs says, overall, I think it's just okay. Not bad, not great, just okay. Movie 10. All of the Broly movies really have some of my favorite Nozawa performances, though, so I'll always love them.
Yeah, I forgot to say it. Like, when Goku does show up, and he's, like, trying to encourage Gohan and Goten to use their full power or whatever, he says a line. I forget what it is, but like you feel the visceralness in Ozawa's voice. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? It's one of the lines that Goku says. He has like 3 lines, so it's like the second one.
Yeah.
But she says it like so angrily, and like I've never heard her talk like that before. It was so great.
Right.
Can you insert that clip? Can I make a request for you to insert?
I'll put that in
so they can hear what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'll put that in right here.
Kakarot.
Yeah, that one.
Hell yeah, that was great. It is just a loud, raw scream of like ordering these boys to fucking put it all in.
I don't think we've heard her do that before, so it's great.
No, it's good. Okay, we've got another one. This one's a long one, so I'm going to tell you when it's done, and we'll tackle the whole thing as a whole piece.
I'll stay quiet.
All right. So, Omega Rockman says, the adventure with Videl and the kids is fun until Broly shows up. After that, it's your typical punchy punch film. The updated father-son Kamehameha is cool even if they don't properly explain how Goku came back, but DBZ movie, so who cares? Overall, watchable but forgettable. On the dub side, it's the Broly film with the worst ADR script. Movie 8 and 11 are surprisingly accurate, so the dubs are actually okay if you watch them with the Kikuchi score. This film is the odd one out with an ADR script more in line with what you'd expect from Funimation at the time. This is barring any issues you may have with a certain cast member, which, yeah. Speaking of Kikuchi, while I enjoy the Kamehameha at the end, the track that plays when they launch Broly into the sun is a bit goofy to me. Don't get me wrong, the dub's guitars are way worse. Ow, the edge. But this was one of the few times the Kikuchi OST didn't agree with me, and that's the end of what Omega Rockman has to say.
Totally agree with that. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, I don't remember that track too much. I guess it didn't stand out to me, but it might have been a bit more on the goofy side. I mean, come on, they're blasting the dude into the sun, and they already did that before with a movie villain.
But it was like very like cheerful, like, yeah, we did it kind of thing.
Right, maybe a little premature in celebrating their victory.
Yeah. And I totally forgot, like, we don't really talk about it, but yeah, fuck Vic. Screw that guy.
Yeah, if that's kind of our stance here for the show. Fuck that dude for being a creepo and a sexual harasser. Like,
gotta make that clear. Like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, seriously. John Rogers at MagicBox67 says, Goten, Trunks, and Videl are a match made in heaven. Broly is used just sparingly enough and perfectly contrasted with the kid's insanity. Kuririn's role is hilarious, Kikuchi's score during the climax is beautifully somber, and the ambiguity of Goku's appearance is a nice touch.
Yeah, that mystery of Goku is pretty... Like I said, like, it's something that if you look too much into, your brain starts to hurt. Like, I don't want to think about all that. It's just nice to see him back for that moment.
Yeah, exactly. We don't he's not really in the movie other than that moment of being called down to help out, which also at this point Goten has never seen his father. So it's odd that he sees him and is like, oh, Dad, like, you don't know. Like, obviously he looks just like you, but
I was gonna say, just look in a mirror, that's your father, dude.
Right.
Just taller.
But I mean, look who we're dealing with. Goten is not the smartest kid around.
Exactly, yeah, he's definitely not. But yeah, I remember like first seeing the father-son Kamehameha, and like that was the coolest thing ever. Like before we got oversaturated with it now. I mean, it's been like 20 years probably. Has it been 20? Yeah. Almost 30.
Oh yeah, 94. So yeah, almost 30 years.
But no, at the time when I first discovered it myself, I was like, this is the coolest thing. I want nothing more than this moment.
I always wanted people to work together for a fight, and this is so cool.
Especially like a beam. Like, I don't think we've seen much of that before. Like 2 beams, 3 beams, let alone like, you know, combining into one.
Right, yeah, that doesn't happen too often. I think it's only in
maybe
movies.
In the movies. Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking of movies too. Yeah. But not in the series proper.
Oh yeah, movie 2, when it's Roshi and Goku and Krillin.
Yeah. And then we get it again in Bio Broly.
Oh boy, that's right.
We're not there yet, though.
No, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Julie YBM says, another film lifted by having Yamauchi. Shigeyasu-san's directing. I'm a big fan of his use of color. Furthermore, the expanded role for Videl is more than welcomed. I do wish that Broly was involved in the story beyond mere fighting, though. We're all clamoring for more Videl. I think that's fair.
That's why I wish he had more to do in this movie than just kind of be in it. I wish she was with the villagers trying to evacuate them and just have more of a plot. Since she's not strong enough to go up against Broly, obviously, make her do something else. That's Dragon Ball's biggest problem ever, is whenever there's a new enemy, the lesser characters get set to the wayside completely.
Yeah.
But they have things to offer. Fighting isn't the only thing that can happen, so.
Exactly.
I don't know.
It blows.
It does.
Lou at Strongest Human says, my favorite of the classic Broly films because it's legitimately hilarious to watch Goten, Trunks, and Videl clown on the big threatening badass.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is really fun for a time.
Yeah, you think the kids kind of wear out their welcome, but having this guy who is this big threat 2 movies back, and then there's these kids who are able to withstand him, but are just like, let's try some goofy tricks and see if that works.
Yeah, I wish there was more goofiness to it. Maybe that's just like my old man. I'm so old now. I'm like, nah, get these kids out of here. I'm done with these kids.
Right.
But I probably felt different when I was closer to that age.
Right. Michael at Metallic says, I like it for giving Goten and Trunks and Videl the spotlight. The early Boo era flicks were really kind to the kids, and it was also the only time Gohan got to be a hero when he was in high school, and also he has his best gi to match.
Yeah. No, I like his green gi better, but no, this is definitely a cool outfit as well.
Oh yeah, it's super good. This is also the only time in animation and also the manga where Gohan fights in that outfit. Otherwise, he's only training in it, and otherwise then he switches to the Saiyaman outfit.
Oh yeah, you're completely right. And then he goes to the Goku outfit after the Kaioshin outfit. Yeah. That's why this looks so special. Yeah. And like Julie was saying before with the colors, this color is just something about it. It looks great in this movie.
The great fog morning scene of Videl finding Broly.
Yeah.
Looks so good.
That shot specifically was so good, man.
Such good atmosphere. Shigeyasu kills it with that. Ashley Denoa at LFCAD says, a key reason why Z Broly's character is derided is because of this film. I don't really enjoy it, but the Son family Kamehameha is very cool, even if the lore of the Dragon Balls is ignored. And I love how the movie takes the piss out of itself with the Piccolo cameo.
Yeah. It was definitely just for that reason. Krillin only shows up like that just for that sole reason. And
right.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that we got some good out of it. Overall, I wouldn't say it's a good movie. Definitely not in the top few. Definitely in the bottom.
Ashley's right, is that there's no character from Broly at all in this movie now. It's just gone.
Right.
Besides Kakarot and all that. We didn't even get by Broly saying Kakarot once, do we?
I don't think so. We'll see. I think he probably says it a one time because Goten's there.
He's just naked and sexy in a tub of LCL fluid.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, that is what I have from everybody there. So thank you again, everybody. Always love to hear what you have to say. We'll be really excited to hear what you have to say next time about Bio Broly.
Oh, my God, please. Yeah.
We'll all have a good time.
In agreement.
Yeah. So, Doug, it is time for some quick random trivia. Are you ready for this?
As ready as I'm gonna be, baby. Is it right what Broly's lines are? Because I can tell you that.
No, I tried to be a little bit more fun this time.
Okay.
So hopefully I have this one right. Somebody could call me out on Twitter and be like, oh, you forgot this. What Z fighter, who previously appeared in all the previous Z movies, does not feature in this film?
Piccolo.
Got it.
I mean, I was gonna say, because Piccolo kind of does, not...
They drew him, but it's not actually him. It's Delirium.
Right. He was a very missed character in this one. I was like, oh man, there's no... I mean, I think that might have added to it. I don't think the exclusion of Piccolo was worth the joke, actually. Not thinking about it. It would have been cool seeing Gohan and Piccolo teaming up. You get the Goten and Trunks out of the way, and then go to Gohan and Piccolo teaming up. That would have been cool.
I would have loved that. That would have been great. Man, you should have had that.
I love the Krillin joke, but I think, I could have done without it if it meant Piccolo would actually be there.
Yeah, exactly. Have the Piccolo joke, have Krillin get knocked out, and then that's when Piccolo arrives. It's like, now it's time for the real deal.
Oh, man, and seeing Piccolo drawn so well, like this movie is drawn, like seeing him fight.
Just that shot from the back of him with the cape moving was just so cool looking.
Yeah, but can you imagine, like, you know how Gohan has so many awesome looking fight scenes? Just to think that Piccolo would have had that too if he was in this. Mm-hmm. Oh man, you know how many AMVs would have been made with Piccolo in this movie? Oh my god!
I mean, it would have given me the same vibes as Gohan and Piccolo working together in the Tournament of Power in Super, where it's like, yeah, finally they're working together. This is rad.
I don't recall. That seemed.
I know you're not a fan of that arc, so it's fair.
I think I scrubbed that for AMV clips, and that wasn't that satisfying. So if he was in this one, it would have been way better.
All right, here's number 2. This one might be hard because this is probably the first time you've ever heard of this. It was the first time for me. In the Philippines, this movie was combined with another and released as Dragon Ball Z, the movie. What was the other movie in that re-edit?
What?
Yeah.
Was it the first Broly movie?
It was movie 8 and this.
That makes sense, though.
It's wrong. That's wrong. I got it wrong. That's not correct.
You got it wrong.
It's this and Bio Broly.
Don't tell me it's Bio Broly. Of all the movies to combine, 8 and 10 makes sense, but 10 and 11? That doesn't make any sense at all. There's 2 completely different movies.
Yeah, well, that's just how they roll there.
Only consistency is that weird shaman guy in the beginning from the village. He's in both movies for some reason.
Yeah, they
thought he was so cool. We gotta bring him back for 11.
He chanted, he had a staff, his had red eyes.
Everyone loved him. He was the favorite character of that whole movie.
We got so many letters. They're like, man, I love that guy. Really wish he'd show up again.
Just keep blabbering, Oba-chaman, whatever he said. I don't know what it was. I think it was supposed to be gibberish, but I don't know. Gibberish, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was fun. We learned some things.
Yeah, very true. I learned silly.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We love interacting with you and keeping you in the conversation, talking about our favorite franchise in the world, hearing what you had to say about movies and things like that. So continue with it. We love it. If you want to let us what you want to let us know, what you want to hear us do. Yeah, I know English. You can always feel free to reach out to us. You can tweet at us at WeGottaPod. You can email us at WeGottaPod@gmail.com. I'm still waiting to get that first email from Doug. He promised me, and so far, nothing.
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
I want it to be real heartfelt. I want it to tug at
my internet's broken. It's gone.
Oh, that's weird that I can still talk
I don't know how
we're
recording right now, but you know.
Real weird. Doug, you gonna read the super manga? Didn't think so.
Not anytime soon, baby.
Just to let you know, Piccolo Daimao is on the scene, and Tambourine just got killed, and also Goku's about to get his ass whooped. So,
are you saying things that are real?
Maybe.
Don't spoil it for me. That's a big spoiler.
What? What? How do you not know?
I don't know. I didn't know that.
Also, I forgot that Tambourine was voiced by Ryusei Nakao, so... That's
isn't
fun.
That wild?
Yeah, it's
OG
good.
Frieza.
OG Frieza, he's back, but before that, because time is how this works.
You mean you're talking about your rewatch of Dragon Ball, right? Like that's where you're at?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying something about Super for some reason, that they were back in Super.
No, man, Tambourine came back? Oh, shit.
That's what I was so wondering. Yeah, like what are you talking about? Why would he be back?
No, I was just moving into, my side of the bargain was I was going to finally watch Dragon Ball.
Gotcha. Now I want to see that in Super, actually. Just Piccolo Daima be back for some reason.
That would be sick. Thank you to Rifti Beats for letting us use his track Kakarot Theme Hip Hop Trap Remix. You can find it and all of his other great tracks on SoundCloud. Just look for Rifti. You will find it. It is good stuff. Mm-hmm. Thank you to our sponsors and all of that. Doug, where can the people find you?
Jabaz Doug on all the popular social medias.
Hell yeah. You can find me at Saber_Breaker. Give me a shout. Give me a follow. Tell me how great I am. It's how I thrive.
It's how you live.
So yeah, please subscribe to the show. Tell your friends, post a review. It super helps us out. Tweet about the show. That would be great. Tell your friends that you're listening to this. You like it. We're authoritative dudes, kind of. And we know what we're talking about. And we love the show. Maybe. We don't scream. We're not angry about it.
We can say that. I don't know how authoritative I am. I'm a veteran, but
I think that's well enough. I think that's okay.
Thanks.
So thanks, and check us out in a couple of weeks. And in the meantime, get vaccinated and wear a mask.
We'll see you on the third coming.
Ugh.